Hello everyone, thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Please do not forget to hit on the like button. Some married men still wouldn't listen. I think sometimes people's experience should help some other people learn a big lesson. Yet, some men are still adamant and they've closed their ears or they've closed their eyes to watch or hear other people's experiences and learn from it. And this has caused another problem for a married man. This is a very rich businessman in Warri Delta State, Nigeria, who is identified as Opako. He met his own fall all because of the same act of infidelity. He fell unconscious and later died in a hotel in Warri, where he had checked in with a sales girl in his wife's shop. He was suspected to have consumed some enhancement drugs before sleeping with the girl. See how some men will still be unfaithful to their wives. Even after what happened with that incident of the side chick and Mr. Ataga, the businessman, that would have even given men some kind of fear in their minds, like these girls, these side chicks can't be trusted. And secondly, the major thing is the act of unfaithfulness. Some men are still unfaithful, even knowing that some of these ladies you go out with are not just out for your welfare, they are out for their personal gains. And whatever happens eventually, they still don't care because what they're after is the guy's money. But this particular man, the victim was a chairman. The incident occurred at Odibo extension of Ibudu area of the oil-rich city, where the man's wife also has a shop. The victim was the chairman of Mile 2 in Ibudu Market. It was gathered that he became unconscious hours after he checked into the hotel with the girl. And witnesses narrated that all efforts by the members of the staff of the hotel to revive this businessman was unsuccessful. He was subsequently rushed to a nearby hospital in the area where the medical personnel confirmed him dead on arrival. And those close to the deceased disclosed that he had been secretly dating the girl for some time before the unfortunate incident happened. Following the incident, the girl was said to have been detained by the hotel management, definitely because that whoever was with the person before the person died is always seen as a suspect until they have carried out investigation before they will conclude if it was the person who killed the deceased or not. But that's always the first thing that they do so that they wouldn't keep any stone unturned. And later, they handed the girl over to the police operatives from the B Division in Warri. The Delta State Police Public Relations Officer, that's DSP Bright Edafi, confirmed the incident to the journalist and the arrest of the girl as well. But Edafi added that the investigation and the circumstances surrounding the man's death has been launched to the command so that they will carry on from there to find out if it was just the drug he took, the enhancement drug, or did the girl have a hand in it. The major thing is this: if you were unfaithful, anything that comes after it, the person or the man in question is to be blamed. 1. You went to take a girl from your wife's shop. This girl sells for your wife. You were now sleeping with her, having an affair with her for a very long time, because that was what his own friends have disclosed. And see how it can happen. Every day is for the thief, but one day is for the owner. Eventually, he has been caught up in his act, and he was not caught up red-handed. He met his own death, and that was what exposed him. I think it's high time that men learn lessons. There are a lot of lessons to be learned every day. Look at how married men have been losing their lives, all because of side chicks. When will men listen, especially those that are unfaithful to their wives that are still keeping side chicks? How long will it take for you to understand that this act of unfaithfulness, infidelity is taking the lives of most of these married unfaithful men? Look at how it's been happening. It's so bad that most of these married men that have been sneaking outside their wives' back to sleep with women are being exposed, and exposed in a bad way. They end up dead. So what is it that would make other men to stop? One lesson should be enough for other men to learn, but yet they still wouldn't learn. They wouldn't listen. They wouldn't stop and stick to their wives. Alright, the question is, you take these drugs for these other girls. You feel that's the best. Why don't you take it when you are with your wives? You prefer to carry other ladies outside your wife, outside your marital home, and then you take them somewhere to go and have fun with them. Meanwhile, you will tell your wife you're going for one business trip or the other, or you will tell your wife you have an assignment or you have something to do, you're coming back home late. Some don't even come back home that same day, even in the same city where they are with their wives. That's how some men are so promiscuous. They will stay in that same city and tell their wives they are not coming back home the same day. Some would stay 3 days away from the house, not because of business trip, not because of anything serious, but because of another woman they are keeping outside their matrimonial home. Enough is enough for you married men that are out there and cheating on your wives. And you know God is not asleep, especially for a wife who is faithful to her husband and the husband keeps sleeping around. One day he will definitely be caught. And it's so bad that he may be caught dead, not even alive. So why would you want to waste your life over another woman and then you die in that process rather than being alive and sticking to your own wives? What is it that your wife don't have that these other women are having? Like I would always say, if you feel that there's something lacking about your wife that is attracting you to other women, why don't you get your wife to have those things or to look something like that would attract you? May not look exactly like the other woman, but spice her up to your taste that would attract you to her, because there's something that's attracting you to that other lady. Or it's just that some men cannot stick to one woman. Some men can't stay without having an affair outside. Funny enough, guys, come back home to this other man's wife. You would see that he has a very pretty wife at home. You will be asking, what is he looking for outside? You see his wife in the house. She's complete. She has everything that you think a woman should have that would attract a man. His wife in the house is there, faithful, endowed, yet this man will still go outside. What is it? This is what they call a glutton, because it's not just eating a food that makes a man a glutton, but having an affair outside has turned men to be gluttons, because they are not just satisfied with one woman who is their own wife at home. And it's so unfortunate that some of these guys that are single, that sleep around with different women, none of these things happen to them. Friends, have we come to wonder? Look at it critically. Single guys that sleep with more than one woman, or even with 3 women in one day, different women at different places, they don't end up like this. But you see a married man who will just sleep with only one. Maybe he's been having that secret affair for a very long time with that particular lady outside his matrimonial home. Most times these men end up dead in the hands of these women, and they end up dead in that same place where they will take these women to go and have fun with them. That is why it's not good for you to take your matrimonial vows for granted. That vow you have taken before the altar is a sacred vow. It's something that needs to be taken very, very serious. You don't play around with it. And to make matters worse, if you have a faithful wife at home who goes on her knees to pray, know that God is never asleep. He would always fight back for that woman. You take your wife's innocence, your wife's faithfulness for granted, your wife's vow, matrimonial vow, exchange vow you've taken with each other for granted, and you want to think you will go scot-free. It doesn't happen that way. One way or the other, you will be caught. The saying goes, every day for the thief, one day for the owner. And that is what eventually catches up with this men. Sometimes they end up dead. Sometimes they end up being caught red-handed. So what explanation would you have for your wife? All right, look at this woman now. What explanation would her husband have for the wife? He can't have any explanation because he is dead. And it's so unfortunate that his wife and kids eventually will find out in this way that their father and the husband was just out there swimming around with her own sales girl, or for him to end up dead hanging out with her in the hotel. Who knows the excuse he might have given to his wife for him not to have come back home and had gone to that place, to the hotel with the lady. Please, men out there that are unfaithful, because it's been rampant, you're ending up dead in the hands of these side chicks. Learn your lesson. Desist from these side chicks and face your wives. This girl may not have a hand in the man's death, but this may be another way that God just wanted to expose him for his act of infidelity. Because here they're indicating that it is the drug, but they don't want to rule out completely that it was just the drug. That's why the girl has been arrested and currently she's in police custody because of the incident that has been happening these days. All right, look at the incident of late Ataga. That now is ruled as a case of murder because the way his own happened, it was so horrible. Nobody should even think or pray for any man to go through what Mr. Ataga actually went through. Yes, he was with another lady and not his wife. But notwithstanding, the way that man died, he was brutally murdered. And that should create fear in the minds of married men. Little did Mr. Ataga know that he was going to meet his death that day. And little did he even know that the girl he was carrying never had good intentions for him. That is another reason why men should be very, very careful. Stick to your wives alone. You would never know the intentions of these side chicks you are carrying. Mr. Ataga never knew that this side chick he took, the Chidinma girl, was out for his life. However she planned it, whoever she planned it with, all they wanted was for him to die. And they brutally murdered this man. And this should have created fear in the minds of other men, that these side chicks are not good people. However you want to coin it, so long as she's a side chick, she can't be termed as a good person because, one, that person is not your wife. You are doing the wrong thing with the wrong person, and that's why they are termed wrong. Men learn lesson. These days, most of these things are catching up with these men. They are ending up dead. I don't know if these men that are unfaithful are enjoying what they are seeing or the stories that are unfolding from all these unfaithful men. Desist from side chicks and stick to your wives. Now it's like the rampant thing is the men are dying in the hands of their side chicks. Funny enough, it's not the side chicks that are being affected, it is the men. God is just exposing them gradually. And others are not learning lesson. They are still sticking to their side chicks. If you end up with a side chick and you end up dead, the truth is this. Some of your wives will mourn you and some of your wives will not mourn you at all. In this case now, what would you expect his wife and his kids to do? It's so horrible that some men are losing their lives in the hands of side chicks all because they are unfaithful to their wives. Look at this young man. He's not an old man, he has just lost his life. He just died within a twinkle of an eye, all because he wanted to have satisfaction with another lady that is not his wife. Unfaithful men, please learn lessons from all of this that is happening. Men are losing their lives. They are not coming out alive after having side chicks. I don't know if that is how you unfaithful men want to end up. Please stick to your wife. Discuss with your wife. If you feel that things are going wrong in your marriage that is attracting you outside, try to mend your marriage. Seek for counseling. Seek for help. Go to your various religious leaders. Go to your church leaders. Seek counseling. Go and see for a therapist. Find a way to mend your home. It's better than ending up dead in the hands of another woman outside your home. Men, learn to be faithful for those men that are unfaithful. And it also goes both ways. If you're a woman out there, you're faithful to your husband. This is also a lesson that the men are dying out there that are unfaithful doesn't mean that the women who are unfaithful would not end up in a very bad or tragic way too. Some women are even being caught red-handed. Spouse, both the man and the woman, nobody is justified for being unfaithful. You don't have any reason to be unfaithful to your wife or to your husband. Whatever may be the problem, try to fix it. Or are you people enjoying the way you're dying out there, especially the unfaithful men? And women can't be left out too. Please, be faithful to your spouse so you don't end up dead in the wrong hands. Some of these people you're taking outside your matrimonial home, some of them don't have good intentions for you. They're after what they will gain from you. Whatever happens to you, they don't care. But your wife you've left at home or your husband would care about what happened to you. They would not be happy to see or know that you're dead. That person out there don't care. But your spouse, no matter how mean or bad you think that person is, they are never happy to hear you dead or to see you dead. Friends, what do you all think about this now? Look at this businessman who took his own wife's sales girl. He has been having an affair with her secretly unknown to his wife. He has now ended up dead in the hotel where he went to have fun with this lady. This is becoming rampant these days. Friends, please, if you have anything to say, you could put that down at the comment section. I wonder what will make unfaithful men to learn their lesson. The death of other men, is it not enough for you to learn your lesson and stick to your wives? I don't know if it's a thing of joy to die, leaving your wife and your kids behind. Men out there that are unfaithful, please have a rethink. Withdraw your step back. Sit down and ask yourself questions. Would you want to pass away like this? Is this not a shameful way for a man to die? Is this how you want to end up your life? Leaving your wife and your kids behind all because of another woman outside. I think it's a food for thought for unfaithful men. Like I said, it goes both ways. If you're a woman out there too that you're unfaithful to your husband, have a rethink and ask yourself questions. Is this how you would also want to end your life? Friends, thank you for coming up today. Please don't forget to hit on the like button. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you all.